Therefore was his name called Edom.
Now his name was called Edom because that pottage that he wanted was still red. It wasn't lentils. It was raw meat that was being cooked. All right. Now Jacob was cooking this meat. He came in. He's like, man, I'm faint. I need something to eat. You got something? And he said, well, man, give me that red pottage you got. Now it's not gonna say it, but Jacob was probably like, well, hold on, man, I'm still cooking. He's like, no, look, I'm at the point to die. So go ahead, read it before I jump ahead of us. Jump all ahead.
Verse 30, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Stop. This is where we're going to get why his name is Jacob, which means supplanter. This is where we're going to get that. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Right, because in the Bible, according to how our customs, the firstborn, which was Esau, the firstborn gets the birthright. So Jacob was like, all right, it's that bad? You want to sell me your birthright? All right, which, yeah, you got it right there. See on the left here, that's Esau. That's the description of him. That's Jacob right there. All right, hey, and we read Revelation. That's a better description of who the world calls Jesus Christ.
And this is the wrong description.
That's the wrong one. Yep. That is this asshole right here. That right there. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall the birthright be to me?"
This shows you the weak nature of Edom, the nation of Edom, the so-called white people. He was like, well, you know what, I got this birthright, which when we go into what the birthright is, I mean, for you to be dumb enough to give that away, you have to be weak as hell, because he was just like, well, you know what, man, I can't wait 5 more, 10 more minutes, 20 more minutes for the stew to be cooked, so I'm going to sell this birthright. Go ahead.
That's right. Because I remember I was in the desert, man, out in Kuwait, and man, this one kid, man, got sunburned so bad, he had to be quarantined to his room from the desert heat. That's how bad his skin got burned.
Yeah, and they get.
You were in the military?
Retired officer.
Yeah, both of these brothers, they talk about
the same thing, yeah.
He could have just said yes.
Jacob,
I did say that, didn't I?
You all right, bro?
It's all good.
You're all right, man. That brother was in Nam, and
you know what I'm saying? What we were talking about.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 32. And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?"
And this is why Jacob is known as a planter.
And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day," and he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Yep, so he got the birthright, all right? And then now, jump from there to chapter 27, where it talks about how Esau shall be blessed with the sword, fatness of the earth. I think it's about 27 and 27 and 39 or something like that. Somewhere in the late 30s, because we're going to jump to the next chapter, which is going to explain what that birthright is, and then Esau got mad about that, and he got mad at Jacob. But how you going to get mad at Jacob? Because you sold your birthright. He didn't steal the birthright, he sold it. So Jacob came up at that point, and that right there played a significant role as to why these people are going to rule in the kingdom to come. All right? Go ahead.
If you're not like one of these people, how do you get saved?
Anybody, put it like this, anybody that's left on the shores of Babylon in the Bible, which is America, will be destroyed if you're not of the elect chosen that are going to make it of this nation. Now, when the kingdom of heaven comes, which is going to be on earth, it's not going to be some city in the sky or in the next life, as most people probably would call it, in heaven. The kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth. If you're of the elect group of men that make it, you're going to be ruling. Somebody get Matthew 19:25. Matthew 25. You're the elect group of men, of these people, all right? The 144,000 mentioned in Revelation 7, the 1/3, which is the great multitude, all right? And all those who the Most High have mercy on, that only will be of this nation, you're going to rule in the next kingdom. But if you're not, if you're on the other side of the coin, you will be destroyed here in America, and then the next kingdom, you will be in tribute, in slavery to these people. Just like we are enslaved. Might not think so, but throughout our history in America, we were in physical slavery. Now we're in a whole different type of slavery, a psychological and mental slavery. The roles are going to be reversed. We're going to be on top, they're going to be on the bottom. That's it in the Bible.
So it sounds like basically doing if you got 112. Right?
That's right. If you're not, if you're not of the elect of this nation, you're doomed. But you'll be able to come back. A whole nother topic. You'll be able to come back in the kingdom through these elect, which is another word, reincarnation. In the Bible, we can explain it. This might sound crazy, but we can explain it. But I want you to bring out what you're going to bring. If you're not of this nation, the elect of these people, and you're on the shores of America specifically, you're doomed. And no matter where you are, when this next world war comes, and Jesus Christ or Yahweh Shai makes his return, that's it. You're doomed.
That's right. And like the brother said, he's pointing at this sign, but like he said, just because you're on this sign doesn't mean that you're going to make it.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you go to Revelation 7, it talks about a certain number, 144,000, being saved. So even if you are so-called, from the tribe of Judah, a so-called Negro, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make it.
Right.
You got to be chosen, like it says in Revelation 7. But in the question that you asked, like, knowing that you're on this sign and feeling like you're on this sign, all I'm going to say is, why even be bothered with those that aren't on this sign?
Well, because,
right?
Like,
I want your answer, but let me read this real quick. 2nd Ezra 9 and 13. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when.
Be not thou curious as to how the ungodly shall be punished. Because there's a lot of people who are too far gone in their wickedness and will not receive pardon in their sins. That's just how it is. We hope we're of the number that do receive pardon, because just because we're up here telling you this right now doesn't mean we got a guaranteed ticket to make it out of here. That's the reason why we're doing this. That's why we're out here on Friday night. We could easily be somewhere in a club or on the way to a club to act a fool. But we're out here doing this, and there are other groups of brothers all over the country doing the same thing, either tonight or tomorrow, for that very reason that we hope to make it. All right, go ahead.
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
So just worry about how what are the righteous going to be doing to be saved? What is that? What's their life like? What do they do during their week? All right? What are they talking about? What are they thinking about? That's what you're supposed to inquire about. All right? And this is going to be a cold reality. I got family. This brother's got family. This brother's got family. This brother's got family. You got family. People around got families. A lot of our family ain't gonna make it. And that can be a hard pill to swallow. That's reality. A lot of our a lot of these people ain't gonna make it. Might be a family, somebody you might be close to. All right, that's just the way it is. All right, lives. The scripture says in Deuteronomy 28 that I can't remember where. It says that life shall hang in doubt before thee. So, I mean, from here on out until the kingdom comes, a lot of people are going to die. That's just the way it is. Now, there's nothing wrong with praying for your family if that's what you want to do. You can pray, as long as it's not just too far gone in their wickedness. But if you got somebody you care about, you might send a prayer, maybe they'll wake up and come out of this, maybe they'll make it.
But keep first and foremost in your mind that I have to be correct.
Yeah.
So that I can be saved. Right? But inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created.
Whose the world is and for whom the world was created. The world was created for the nation of Israel to be righteous and to rule and to dwell in harmony with nature and all that. When you look at the so-called white man and how he runs the earth, I mean, we're standing on concrete. It's bad for your knees and your back. There's what you know as agricultural farming here in America. All right. Now in the Bible, there's what you call a land Sabbath. What the land Sabbath is, which is in the law, you farm on the land for 6 years. On the 7th year, you move to a different plot of land and you let that land rest for a year. So it's not just run dry, so to speak. Here, farmers farm on the land generation after generation after generation. That's why apples and oranges and corn and grapes, all that is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Not to mention plague. Not to mention that you got a corporation known as Monsanto who genetically modifies foods. So everything's just jacked up in the way that the so-called white
If
man
I could add to that, you wouldn't have to genetically modify food if you grew it the right way. But that's speaking plainly. We all know that the people that run this world, they want you to be sick. That's why they give you fake food, artificial food. Apple, it looks like an apple, but it's everything but an apple.
It doesn't have seeds.
That's funny. Y'all ever heard of Move? Y'all know Move? It's from like the 70s.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the people that were trying to live off the grid in Philadelphia, and then they got bombs dropped on them.
Yeah.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. I looked into that maybe a couple years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I'm actually here to that's part of it, but I'm doing a show about Philly in general, but like that's like a couple episodes about Move. Like it's just there's two sides to every story, right? So one side of the story was that they were doing their own thing in the community. They had their own agriculture, their own what do you call it? Not accepted landfill or whatever. But the people within the community, like the I guess you call it Americanized, whatever. The people who were a part of Move, they were upset with it because it was attracting roaches, attracting birds, and stuff like that. So it became to a point where like police got involved and that's how everything escalated. Like it turned to, like you said, it ended up with them getting bombed. Yeah. So like it's just interesting. My bad.
No, you're all right. Another time in history that happened is Black Wall Street.
That's the spirit, brother.
In Oklahoma, was it Tulsa, Oklahoma? They had their own. Our people had their own economy, own businesses. Were doing business with each other to help, keep each other sustained. All right, doing everything right. All right, but the so-called white man did not like that. The government did not like that. So what did he do? They bombed it. They bombed the hell out of Black Wall Street. And there ain't never been nothing like that since.
That's right.
But if I can say this too, the reason the Move thing happened the way it did, Black Wall Street. Look at the Black Panthers. All right, MLK. Malcolm X? I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Marcus Garvey. The reason movements. The reason movements like that were brought to an end because they were not led by the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, God and Jesus Christ. If they do not come up, in fact, get Acts 5 about 30 something. If you touch that camera, don't touch the camera. Just don't touch it. Okay. Acts 5 about 39, 38, something like that.
Acts chapter 5 verse 39. And
it says if this be let them alone.
Yes.
Yeah. Read that.
Acts 5 and 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men. But first of all, I'm gonna give a background to what it's talking about. When you read up to verse 34, it says, then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor of the law, had a reputation among all the people.
Right, Gamaliel was someone who was well versed in the law. Now, throughout the Bible, you had wicked Pharisees, but he was a Pharisee who was all right. And pretty much what he's saying here, James and the apostles and disciples were given a sermon. And then the Pharisees, other Pharisees, started coming against them. So Gamaliel was like, wait, hold up. Y'all need to chill, pretty much. And he's going to say what he says here.
Paul learned under the feet of Gamaliel. Right? It says, let me jump down to verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone.
So leave them alone, all right? Or y'all bothering them and y'all pestering them. Look, leave them alone. Go ahead. Why?
For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
So if this counsel or this work, what they're doing, be of men, it will come to naught. That's why those movements that we mentioned came and came to a screeching halt, because it was a work that was of men. Well, go ahead.
But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it.
If it be of the Most High, you can't overthrow it. That's why this thing, Israel, all right, the nation of Israel has just been growing and growing and growing since the mid-'80s, all right, onto this very day, all right. Now we just started doing this here in Austin, but we've been doing this in Dallas since 2008. We've been doing it like 7 or 8 years. He's been in like 8 years. We've been in like 7, 4 or 5. So we've been doing it for a while. All right. And there's men who we've learned under, all right, that reside in New York, when we call our elders or the apostles, all right, who've been doing this thing longer than I've been alive. All right. Been doing it 25, 30 years. All right. So we learned under these men, and they've been moved by the spirit of Yahweh, who's the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai, who is Jesus, known as Jesus Christ. Doing this under that spirit, that's why it has kept going and increasing. More and more men have come into this faith. A lot of men have fell out, but more and more men keep going on, and this thing is moving constantly. All right. Because it's not us that's doing this thing, it's the Most High who's doing this thing. It's with the inspiration of us to do this.
That's right, not no Dan, not no Al Sharpton, not no Jesse Jackass, not no Louis Farrakhan doing no damn Million Man March.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Look how far we've gotten in that. Look, our people still getting killed.
Yeah.
I got a precept for you.
Go ahead.
John 15 and 14.
Oh yeah.
Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. And this is, in my Bible, this is called a red letter Bible. And when you have these red letters, these words are said by who you call Jesus Christ. So this is him saying it himself. John 15 and 14. Ye are my friends if ye do if ye do whatsoever I command you.
Yep.
Verse 15. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known to you.
All of the prophecies, the mysteries of the Bible, all right, the history, the secrets, the finding out of the prophecies and the meanings has been made known by Yahweh to his disciples.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
Hold on. This is the notion that anybody could just walk into a church, get baptized, all right, or after they've been, for example, I'll use this example, we use it a lot. A woman could just be out there just living her life, having sex with everybody all the time, being a whore, all right, just letting everybody sleep with her, selling her body, this and that. And then 40 years down the line, now all of a sudden she walks into a church. She's saved? No, we're not saved. Real quick. Jeremiah 8 and 7. Jeremiah 8 and 7. Go ahead. Read that. You're not saved until the end part.
Can I read it quickly?
We're not. Go ahead.
Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace ye are saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is a gift of the Most High.
By grace you are saved through faith. Because ultimately this thing is about faith. We really believe the prophecy and the word of this book is going to come to true. Damn right. All right? That's all we have. In this world is so jacked up. This is all we have. The Most High woke us up through the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai to read this book and to know what it means. Learn under certain men who know what it means. All right?
And if I could say something too, it says not of yourself. So for people to just say I'm saved, you have no bounds to say that. How are you going to save yourself? Did you die on the cross for yourself?
Right.
Who died for your sins? Right? I'm speaking to those people in the sign, of course. Outside of the sign, you need not even worry about it. Do what you want to do because it's all over anyway for those people.
But like, doesn't that like not create a problem? But I guess. If they're not saved, they got no reason to try to be better people. You know what I'm saying?
And they weren't trying to be better people in the first place.
I mean,
So it's just a circle for a loser.
the only way